Well, supply chain management businesses essentially means your ability to procure, store and move the commodity from its point of origin to its point of consumption. This can be done by entrepreneurs who are there, who would like to service either the export market or the domestic market. Development of a procurement network would mean an understanding of the areas of where the commodities grow in abundance. Your ability to store and move would mean your understanding of the behavior of the commodity, its quality, its consumption locations, and also the nature of the commodity. So for example, there are certain commodities that necessarily have to be processed. Wheat, for example, necessarily has to be processed. It cannot be eaten raw. Mangoes can be eaten the way they are. So that understanding is extremely critical to develop this kind of a business. This kind of a business, especially if you look at it from the procurement point of view, there are two ways to go about it. One is to buy directly from the farmers and the second is to buy from the trade. If you buy directly from the farmers, that has a higher degree of impact on the farming community. You are able to give them a better price, you are able to make cash payments, you are able to ensure scientific payment, you are able to ensure the correct method of testing quality, and you also will not be shortchanging the farmer. But it therefore requires appropriate infrastructure in terms of weighing scales, people, administrative facilities and stuff. Well, when you buy directly from the farmers, you are able to give them a better price, and therefore the farming community tends to benefit from it. If you buy from the trade, the benefit is not direct, although one can safely say that there is a fair degree of indirect benefit that the farmers also get from this kind of a business. Supply chain management businesses can be set up by entrepreneurs who are keen to service either the domestic retail market or the domestic processing market, as well as by entrepreneurs who want to export the commodities. Obviously, when you are looking at exporting the commodity, the material needs to flow from the point of origin to the ports, while as in a domestic business, it needs to go from the source of origin to major population clusters. Well, to set up a supply chain management business, you need to first of all have a fair degree of capital at your disposal. Second, you need to have the right kind of talent that is able to assess demand and supply. You need to have a strong team that does not shortchange you on the risks in commodity management in terms of quality, credit, counterparty risk, financial risk, operational risk. Then you also need to have a flair for the business, because this business entails having an understanding across multiple crops and multiple locations, as well as understanding the client behavior. If your client is a processor, what kind of a wheat does he require? If he's a retail outlet, what kind of apples get sold in a particular geography? So that kind of a knowledge is extremely important. Obviously, one cannot have this knowledge from the beginning. You tend to develop this knowledge over a period of time. But these business models have proven to be the movers of the economy, so to speak, in the food and agri sector. In fact, some of the largest business houses in the world, be it ADM, Cargill, Bunge, Dreyfus, are supply chain managers of commodities. SAATHI can help companies set up supply chain management businesses by its ability to understand commodities, studying and assessing production areas, studying tradable surpluses, studying trade flows, understanding the end users of the commodity, are they processors, are they retailers, understanding the quality and processing product market fit, so to speak. That is the value that we bring to the table.